Now we are going to give you introduction to the genetic disorders. Because you are undergraduate students, very elaborate discussions in this particular topic is beyond the scope. But at least you should have a basic idea of the genetic disorders and needs to have your concept built in this particular class. So, genetic disorders are inherited genetic traits. Next please. We have 50 to 1 lakh genes located in 46 chromosomes of the human cells. So, these genes are actually give rise to a lot of proteins, enzymes, structural proteins, some communications, channels, all these are required for our biological life. And alteration of these particular genes because our chromosomes, because of mutations, give rise to some changes in the protein, changes in the structure, changes in the functions, causing lot of different genetic disorders which are inherited in a particular person. Each gene composed of one copy, each from the parental side and one from the maternal side, as we have already understood, and genes composed of the DNA sequences. The ultimate products of most genes are proteins. So, the coding for a gene is its genotype, and the physical result in that organism is the phenotype. That means, if you have a phenotypical character, you have certain genotype in your inherited genotype is there in your genome, and this causes some the changes in your phenotypical expression. So, we will be going to understand this. Next please. So, as I already told you, a change in the nucleotide sequence of a gene results in an abnormal protein which functions poorly or not at all. It is called mutation. So, you have already understood what is mutation. Most of the changes in the DNA sequence of the genes do not result in a disease. They are called polymorphism. You have already understood polymorphism. And polymorphism helps us to identify and diagnose of the particular disease association. Now, what is alleles are alternative forms of the gene that a specific location and in a chromosome. So, in a whole set of chromosomes, 23 pairs of chromosomes, we have certain areas which are located as genes. So, there is locus for every gene, and every gene has been studied and has been located in which particular chromosome contains which genes. So, this is very now obvious that if there is a change in a particular sequence, then it will going to reflect some changes in their protein expression or the RNA expression that will cause some disease. So, when alleles are the same, the individual is homozygous. So, you can diagnose that is a homozygous trait, and when alleles are different in an individual, it is heterozygous. So, identification of that particular genetic disorder, you can have a heterozygous setup or a homozygous setup for that particular gene. Next. So, a genetic disorder is a disease caused by change in the DNA sequence away from the normal sequence in whole or in part. So, genetic disorders can be caused by, as I already told you, a mutation in one gene, that is monogenic disorders, by mutations in multiple genes, multifactorial inheritance disorder, by combination of gene mutations and the environmental factors, and by change to chromosomes, changes in the number or structure of the entire chromosomes, the structures that carry the genes. So that can also affect, major effect of the chromosomal setup can also give rise to some disease. So we'll see gradually what are the different types of genetic disorders. So here is the types of genetic disorders. Basically we can categorize into 5 types. Number 1 is the chromosome disorders. What happens here? These disorders are caused by the loss, gain or abnormal arrangement of one or more of 46 number of chromosomes. Their frequency in the population is about 0.2%, very common, out of which is trisomy 21. When 21 chromosomes have 3 chromosomes instead of 2, so 95% of this trisomy associated with Down syndrome, which is 1 in 700 livelihoods. So that is the chromosomal disorder. There are very many other examples you will be learning in future. Second is the Mendelian disorders or single gene defects or monogenic disorders. That is also very, very common, caused by a mutation or mutant allele at a single genetic locus. And frequency is about 0.35%. Next please. So in details we have to know about this particular type of genetic disorders or single gene defects that results from the mutation of a single site. Simple Mendelian pattern of inheritance is observed in this type of disease. That may be a recessive, both alleles are mutated. That may be dominant, one allele mutated. And the transmission pattern is divided further into autosomal dominant. Autosomes, if there is autosomal involvement, is autosomal dominant or autosomal recessive. And if the sex chromosome is involved, this is sex X-linked dominant or X-linked dominant, recessive. So we will be further know about this type of different types of monogenic disorders. Next please. First, autosomal dominant pattern. Here you can see that is the parent gamete. It is the affected heterozygotes here. This is the heterozygote setup. A is the abnormal allele which is dominant, where this small a is the abnormal allele which is normal. So this one parent gamete is composing of this one abnormal and another normal allele, where another parent which has a normal allele. Both the alleles are normal. And here, what is the effect of the offspring? You can see this is the effect, and 50% offsprings are affected by this autosomal dominant type of inheritance. The examples of this disease: familial hypercholesterolemia, acute polycystic ovary, and neurofibromatosis. So these are a few examples of this autosomal dominant pattern of inheritance, which is a type of the monogenic disorders. Next please. Next is the autosomal recessive pattern. The autosomal recessive, here carrier is heterozygotes again, the parent gamete which has one. This is the abnormal allele, the red ones, but this is the normal allele, both are recessive, and carrier heterozygotes again here, parent gamete, one abnormal, one normal. And now what will be the effect on the offspring? Here you see these 25% offspring are actually affected. They have both the recessive mutant allele, so they are now expressed and they are affected, and 50% offspring, they are actually the carrier, and this 25% again is the normal. So that is the inheritance of the autosomal recessive pattern, out of which classical example is the sickle cell anemia and also beta thalassemia. They inherited in this type of way of inheritance. Next is the sex-linked recessive. What happens here? Here is a mother X and X in red, and here is the father X and Y. Now you see what happens here. In case of this is a recessive, so when it is along with a normal gene, this is not expressed. So after the effect on the offspring happens in this way. Here these are normal male, this is normal female, this is normal male, and here it is, what happens here? This is a daughter and this is the son. Now here daughters are all carrier, and here the males are actually affected. So 50% males are affected and 50% males are normal. 50% daughter is normal and 50% daughter is carrier. So here is the example of hemophilia, Duchenne muscular dystrophy. These are the classical examples of this autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive inheritance. Autosomal sex-linked recessive. Sex-linked dominant is very rare. One example is vitamin D resistant ricket. So these are the Mendelian type of inheritance, which is a monogenic defect. Next please. Very common is the multifactorial disorders. Multifactorial means there is genetic factors are definitely there, not only one gene, the multiple genes are involved, and the environment is also involved along with the lifestyle, and ultimately the genes are affected over the years, manifesting some of the disease. Now most of the disease, interactions between genes and the environment factors here, the nature of this inheritance is poorly understood. We are not clearly understood this type of manifestation, how it is actually happening. It includes lot of disease, cancers, diabetes, hypertension, manic depressive psychosis, and most other disease that develop during a patient's life. The risk of transmission can be estimated empirically. Frequency in the population is about 5%. So 5% of the population suffers from this type of multifactorial disease, which need to understand more and more before we actually can draw a conclusion of the genetic setup of this particular predisposition of the disease. Definitely environment and lifestyle is another factor which causes manifestation of this type of disease. So this is still poorly understood. We are going to understand regularly what is the different genes involved in this type of disease. Next please. Now somatic genetic disorders, the mutation arises in the somatic cells, not in the germ cells. Which happens in the germ cells are inherited to the next generation, transmitted to the next generation. A mutation here happens in the somatic cells are not inherited. They often give rise to malignancies. Actually all the malignancies are due to these somatic mutations. Although mutation is not inherited, it is often requires a genetic predisposition. Not all patients suffer from this type of disease, but some patients actually associated. So it still requires some clear-cut understanding into this particular type of disorders like cancer. So a lot of genes are predisposed before the cancer genes is directly involved into the particular disease. We have to understand, and studies are going on. And another type of category can be of mitochondrial disorders. You know what is mitochondria? It's a separate entity in our cell. It has separate DNA. It's a cell within a cell almost. And these disorders arise from the mutations in the gene material in the mitochondria. Mitochondria actually the genes give rise to more than 100 polypeptides. There may be change in that polypeptide pattern because of the mitochondrial gene defect, and this causes some of the disease like hereditary optic neuropathy, mitochondrial myopathies. So there are a lot of myopathy you can have observed sometimes. A player playing in the field suddenly collapsed. One of the incident happened in our Calcutta. One footballer junior, they collapsed in the ground and died because of this type of myopathy. So anyway, a lot of studies are also being going on to understand clearly about this mitochondrial disorder. Different genetic setups are being studied by a number of techniques by which we can understood a particular persons are going to suffer this type of disease or not. But the most prevalent disorders, out of which thalassemia, so there are beta thalassemia, cystic fibrosis, like these are the disorders which is screened regularly in different institutional setups, so that the genetic disorders which happens is not curable in that way, excepting a very few. Most of the disease has to be prevented, premarital counseling as well as the antenatal diagnostics. That is beyond the scope of this lecture. So you will be learning later in future if you have interest. But most importantly, you should have an idea of this type of disease which is you have to encounter in your professional life. Thank you all for sound listening.